You didn't shout, you didn't explain, you just stood there in truth. And somehow that silence said everything. The calmness in your tone made everyone question the chaos in theirs. That moment proved you're not just growing. You've already outgrown the version of you they still remember. You didn't react out of ego. You responded out of peace. And that confused everyone used to drama. You didn't need to be loud to make a point. Your presence became the message. You turned a painful moment into an example of emotional evolution. When others lost control, you found your balance, and that's what made them respect you. You didn't say much, but the energy you carried said, "I'm not who I used to be." That day, everyone finally saw what self-mastery truly looks like. You chose peace over pride, and that decision made you unforgettable. People saw you choose silence, and they realized you're no longer living for validation. You didn't just handle it, you healed through it in real time. The strength in your restraint became the most powerful thing in the room. You could have exposed them, but instead you protected your peace. Everyone saw that you no longer fight to be understood. You simply are. You didn't just survive that situation. You turned it into your glow-up moment. The calm way you moved made everyone question their own emotional intelligence. That day, you went from being doubted to being deeply respected. You didn't play the victim. You embodied victory in silence. Your quiet confidence made more noise than anyone's words ever could. You reminded everyone that composure is the real definition of power. When you refused to react, you reclaimed your peace. You handled it like someone who has already learned the cost of losing inner peace. Everyone saw that your maturity isn't just growth, it's evolution. You turned every insult into wisdom and every challenge into peace. The way you handled that pain made everyone realize how healed hearts move differently. You didn't let emotions control you. You let wisdom lead you. That moment became your silent testimony of emotional intelligence. You stayed grounded while they tried to provoke you, and that shook them deeply. You didn't chase approval. You chose alignment. People expected a reaction, but got revelation instead. You showed everyone that calm energy can be more commanding than chaos. That situation became the stage for your quiet transformation. You turned confusion into clarity without saying a word. Everyone who underestimated you had to rethink your entire existence. You proved that the loudest strength is the one that doesn't need to prove anything. You handled that situation with divine patience, and that energy spoke volumes. You became the definition of controlled power, steady, centered, unstoppable. You didn't shrink to their level. You elevated the whole atmosphere. Everyone realized that you no longer fight with words. You let your energy speak. You showed that true wisdom isn't found in reaction, it's found in stillness. You moved through that chaos like someone who has already made peace with themselves. That day, everyone learned that grace can dismantle ego. You handled it with the kind of silence that echoes louder than argument. Your calm made them nervous because they couldn't shake your balance. You didn't explain your peace. You embodied it so clearly it couldn't be denied. You proved that spiritual maturity isn't loud. It's steady, focused, and glowing. That moment made them realize they can't control someone who's mastered themselves. You didn't respond for attention. You responded from awareness. You turned every attack into an opportunity for self-mastery. The peace you carried through that storm became your silent revenge. You stayed soft, even when the world gave you reasons to harden, and that changed everything. Everyone saw that your silence wasn't avoidance, it was wisdom choosing its battles. You showed that grace under pressure is a kind of beauty only healed souls carry. You didn't react to their energy. You recalibrated the whole room with yours. That moment exposed how rare your composure truly is. You taught everyone that detachment isn't coldness, it's clarity. You didn't try to win, you chose to understand, and that's what made you powerful. Everyone realized your peace is sacred, and not everyone deserves access to it. The way you handled that situation wasn't just strength, it was transformation in motion, witnessed by everyone who once doubted you. The way you handled that situation revealed a calm strength no one expected. You turned chaos into quiet dignity. Everyone judged you until they saw how gracefully you carried pain that would have broken them. You didn't fight back. You didn't explain. You simply moved with grace. And that silence changed everything. That moment showed everyone that your peace isn't weakness, it's power disguised as calm. When things got messy, you didn't lose control. You showed what true maturity and self-respect look like. People finally saw that you don't need to prove your worth. You simply live it. You handled that situation with such composure that even your critics started respecting you in silence. The storm came for you, but your stillness made everyone realize how unshakable you are. You didn't just handle that moment, you transformed it into a lesson for everyone watching. When they expected you to fall apart, you built a version of yourself even you hadn't met before. You didn't react, you responded. And that difference made everyone rethink who you really are. Your patience that day spoke louder than any words could have. You turned humiliation into a quiet victory. and everyone who doubted you felt it. The calm in your eyes scared them more than your anger ever could. You taught everyone that silence can be the loudest clapback. That situation exposed hearts, and yours was the only one that stayed pure. You didn't beg to be understood, you became undeniable. People now realize your softness isn't weakness, it's strength that has seen storms. The grace you showed under pressure made everyone question their own maturity. You stayed grounded while others lost control, and that's when they knew you were different. You showed them that real power doesn't scream, it smiles and walks away. The peace you held in that chaos made everyone feel the weight of their own noise. You didn't defend yourself. Your actions did that for you, beautifully and silently. People saw your self-control and finally understood what emotional intelligence really looks like. You could have destroyed them with truth, but instead you chose peace, and that's divine. That situation was designed to expose you, but it ended up revealing your strength. You walked away without bitterness, and that silence shook the room. Everyone realized that your calm isn't emptiness. It's a deep ocean few can survive in. You stayed quiet not because you were weak, but because you knew your truth didn't need noise. You became the mirror that made everyone see their own reflection clearly. They tried to test your limits, but you turned their chaos into your growth. The way you handled that pain turned you from misunderstood to unforgettable. You didn't lose your temper, you gained everyone's respect. That day, people learned that grace can be more intimidating than aggression. You stayed poised when everyone else was falling apart, and that made you magnetic. Everyone saw the difference between pretending to be strong and being strong. You carried yourself like someone who doesn't need to win arguments. They just live their truth. You didn't need to prove your innocence. Your peace proved your wisdom. That situation didn't change you, it revealed you. You didn't let their word define you. You let your energy redefine the entire moment. Everyone expected you to fight dirty, but you walked away clean and shining. You handled it so maturely that people now come to you for advice. You taught everyone watching that emotional control is the highest form of self-respect. That moment wasn't your downfall, it was your quiet awakening. You stayed graceful under pressure, and that scared those who tried to break you. You became the lesson that calm souls are the most powerful ones. People didn't clap for you, but they'll never forget how you carried yourself. That moment of restraint turned your silence into a statement. You showed that healing can look like walking away without needing to explain. You didn't lose that day, you ascended. everyone realized that what you call peace, they call mystery. You showed that real confidence comes from knowing who you are, not defending it. That situation tried to destroy your image, but instead it revealed your depth. You became the calm after the storm, and everyone felt your energy shift. You didn't try to control the narrative. You simply embodied truth. That day, everyone learned that dignity is louder than drama. You didn't argue, you evolved. You walked through that moment like light walks through shadow. Untouched, they wanted to expose your flaws, but ended up revealing your strength. The way you handled that situation reminded everyone that not every battle needs noise. Some need silence and self-worth.